afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, finally, part 3 of our colour along from Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. I really do apologise for this being so late. As many of you know, I was without a phone for 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So everything has been delayed. I've been playing catch up with like sort of flip throughs and reviews and stuff. But yeah, I just want to spend a little bit of time today working on our colour along. So thank you so much for being so patient with me, those of you who are colouring this page along with me. I really appreciate it. So let's just jump in, shall we? So this is the double page spread that we're working on. So as you can see, at the moment, we have our sea flowers, the seaweed, the coral done, and then with a fine liner, I've just done these little strands here, these little thin strands. Now, I want to colour these to look like pearls, but I think I'm going to do that with like a Colouralong watercolour paint. But I will probably do that towards the end. What I want to do in this video is work on these little mushroom houses in here. I'd really like to get the bottle done and then we can concentrate on the fish. I don't have an awful lot of time today, so we will just see what we can get done. So we are working with our Prismacolor pencils, but as I have mentioned to you previously, if you are colouring along in this book but you don't have Prismacolors, it doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't. Just use whatever you have. Even if you want to use your own colours but just do the same page, again, that's fine. Or if you just want to use this as a colour and chat, again, that is absolutely fine. It is just whatever works for you. Now, let me get these pencils in colour order and then I can tell you what I'm using. So let's just see. Okay, I might just need to move my fingers up a bit. Okay. So the lightest colour up here, we have Canary Yellow, which is PC 916. Then we have Sunburst Yellow, which is PC 917. And then we have Orange, which is PC 918. And then we have Permanent Red, which is PC 122. Crimson Red, PC 924, and Crimson Lake, which is PC 925. So I know it seems like a lot of colours, but we're only going to be using a very little amount of the Crimson Lake, just down one side of the mushroom, just to sort of like to give it like a shadow effect, I guess. So yeah, we're not going to be using a lot of it, but you know, it's there. So let's do that. Keep our colours in order. So what I'm going to do is put a base of our lightest colour first, which is the Canary Yellow. Link, really, buddy? Oh my gosh, he always does this. Whenever I'm trying to do this colour along, Link is like, I want to lay here and get comfy. Bless him. Okay, so I'm just going to put a really light layer of our lightest colour and just do this all over the tops of the mushrooms. I'm not too worried about the spots here because I can go over those with Posca or whatever later, so I'm not too worried. But that will be sort of when I'm embellishing the page and all that good stuff. So how are you all doing? How is everyone? I am recording this on Friday the 28th of May. Aaron has gone to get the kids from school. Tegan has been home the last few days. She's not well. So she's had an earache and a headache and sort of all congested and just feeling really grotty. So, yeah, bless her. But we're going to be nipping out tomorrow because the new trainers that I got Caden for school not very long ago, he is saying that they are hurting him, and when I've looked, they have rubbed a blister on his baby toe. So even though they're the right size for him, it may be that he needs a wider shoe. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. They break up for half term today, so they have next week off, which is going to be really nice actually. It'll be busy, but it'll be nice. We're hoping to be able to order a new tumble dryer next week. So yeah, a bit of a nightmare, but it's got to be done. We did order a clothes airer that you just, it's sort of like a big stand-up thing. You just sort of hang your clothes and garments over it. We ordered that, but yeah, we need a tumble dryer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go in with my Crimson Lake, which is the darkest. So again, this is PC 925, and I'm just going to put it down the left side of each mushroom, but only a little bit, because I do want to have quite a nice highlight on the right hand side with, you know, with our sort of yellows and sort of pale orange colours. So what I'm going to do is just put, you know, a line here of this colour with a bit of a heavier pressure right at the edge, like so, and then with a lighter pressure just sort of buff out that line and bring the colour out a little bit. But again, like I said, we don't want too much. We don't want too much. We just want to sort of soften it. We will be going over this with another red in a minute. So I just want to make sure that I get, you know, a good solid, you know, section of this dark colour, but I don't want to bring it out too much. So I'm just trying to be really mindful about how much pigment I'm sort of pulling out and gradienting out. But I do want to keep it dark here. So I'm just sort of, you know, layering it up, just making sure I've got the colour how I want it. Whoops, and there goes the tip of the pencil. Not to worry. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to go in with the Crimson Red, which is PC 924. I'm going to run that over the, what was that colour? Let me see, over the Crimson Lake and bring it out further. So working in little circles with kind of a medium to light pressure, starting off medium and then lightening it up as we come out. Bring that out as much as you feel you need. Darken it wherever you want. You know, if you're trying to sort of create a little bit of a shadow. I'm no good at like light sources and stuff, so I just put shadows and highlights where I think they'll look nice. But you know, do whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. So just bringing that out, and again I'm going to be going over this with the next lightest colour in a minute. May take a few layers, but that's okay. That's absolutely fine. So what I will do is show you, show you the gradient on one mushroom, and then I will do the others off camera. So then when we come back, they will be done. It just sort of saves me a little bit of time. I've got the kids coming home in a minute. This probably wasn't a great time to film, but I'm just trying to grab any sort of spare time that I can at the minute while the house is quiet to get caught up on videos. So I'm going to go back in with the Crimson Lake. I just want to darken this edge a bit more. Just want it a bit deeper. I'm just bringing out that colour up here as well. Just, there we go. Okay. And then again, this is the Crimson Red. So I'm just buffing over the Crimson Lake. Just deepening up the colours. And I find with Prismas, it's nice to layer and blend them. I find if you go in too heavy-handed at first, then you can build up a wax bloom quite quickly, and then it makes it really difficult to layer your pencils. But it just depends what mediums you're using. I mean, I'm going to be using watercolours, and obviously I've used fine liners and stuff as well. So I'm just using what I have. But primarily I wanted to use the Prismacolors for the bulk of the page. Okay, so now we're going in with the Permanent Red, which is PC 122. And I'm just going to bring that over the Crimson Red. Again, work in circles. I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. I don't want to bring that out too much because I want to have quite a nice highlight here. So I'm just going to bring it out, so far, blend it over the top of those other colours. Just layer it until I've got them, how I want. I need to work a bit down here, I think. Okay, nice, we're getting there. So can you see what I mean about sort of layering and blending? You don't need to use heavy pressure, you really don't. And you can probably see the colours sort of merging and melting together as I'm layering up, like so. So again, I feel I want to go in with my darkest colour, which is the Crimson Lake, and just deepen up a bit. So it's just a case of sort of fiddling around until, you get the blend or the colour lay down that you want, and get it looking how you want. It's all down to personal preference. It is all down to personal preference. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own colouring style. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. At the end of the day, so long as putting colour to a page brings you joy and makes you happy, then, that's all that matters. Okay, so I'm now going in with orange, which is PC 918. I'm really looking forward to bringing this colour in, because this will now start adding a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to run it over those reds. I'm going to use a medium pressure because I also want to use this kind of as like a blender. I don't want to burnish the colour, and I don't want to blend it to the point where I can't layer on top anymore. But I do want this orange to be noticeable. So let's just work it in like so. And then it gives us a really nice transition into our lighter shades, which we will be introducing in just a sec. Yeah, really nice. I just think that gives us such a beautiful colour. Just soften that edge there a little bit. Okay, so now we're going in with Sunburst Yellow, which is PC917. Now I know, lots of you might be thinking, Kate, seriously, 6 pencils for a mushroom? It's just personal preference. It depends, what sort of effect you want, what you're looking for. But this is just a blend that I find really works for me, especially when, I want to do the red mushrooms with the highlight. I'm sure I can hear my kids outside shouting. Okay. So let's just quickly get the top of this done. Okay, now the final colour is Canary Yellow, PC916. And then we're going to go down the edge and blend that orange all the way over here. So we're going to work from the right over to the left, but I don't want to go too far onto this deeper red. I don't want to go too far. So what I'm going to do is use a medium pressure here along the edge, like I did down here with our darker colour. I want to do that here with the Canary Yellow. So really get that colour worked in there to the edge, and then buff the colour out, lifting your pressure. So you're transitioning from a medium to a, medium to very light pressure, like so, and just blend that over your oranges and into that red a little bit. Not too much, but you want it noticeable. Okay, so let's work in a little bit more of the Sunburst Yellow. Let's just, again, this is just me, layering up, seeing where I want to soften transitions and where I want to add a little bit more pigment. Okay, and then the permanent red. Just want to soften that there a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Orange. Just bring that over here. Like so. Sunburst Yellow. And then Canary Yellow. So I'm just, you know, layering them up, trying to get a nice blend. And just, you know, just sort of work at it with a light pressure until you're happy. Now, I am quite liking that. I don't have my big brush, so I'll just, okay, there we go. So that is the top of our first mushroom. What I'm going to do is go in with a dark brown fine liner here around these sections here for the window. Let me grab my pencil case a second. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. I have an Arteza Inconic in A164, which is a really nice dark brown. I use this colour a lot, and I'm just going to use it here. Just around the windows, like so. And then that is pretty much the top of the mushroom done. So like I said, I will do the tops of the other two off camera using exactly the same colours that I've just shown you. And then when we come back, we will resume with the base of the mushrooms, and then we will work on the flowers. So I will see you again in a bit. Hi my lovelies, okay, welcome back. So this is actually about 3.5 weeks later. You know that I took a short sort of social media break. There was just a lot of things going on. So I'm currently in the process of chasing my tail, trying to get caught up on everything that I have fallen behind on. So let's just jump straight in. So you can see off camera I completed the mushroom tops with the colour combination that we used on this one. So they are all done, and I have oh my goodness, I have added the Arteza Inconic fine liner in that dark brown colour around the windows and just sort of here on this little piece of chimney. So what we're going to work on now is the bottom of these mushrooms, so we'll work on getting those coloured. So the colours that I have chosen for that, you can get them in colour order, are these. So again, this is the Prismacolor Premier. So we have Ginger Root, which is PC1084, that's our lightest tone. And then we have Beige Sienna, PC1080. And then we have Chestnut, which is PC1081. So we're going to go in with the Ginger Root first and just colour really light layer on the base here of our mushroom houses. I will do the base of all of these on camera because it won't take too long. So really light pressure, just enough to sort of take, you know, take the sort of the blandness of the paper away and give it, you know, just a very slight hint of a colour. So you may be able to pick that up, but if you can't, don't worry. So now we're going to go in with our darkest colour, which is the chestnut. Now we're not going to need an awful lot of this at all. So I find if I know that I don't want a lot of the darkest colour, pretty much as we have done on the rest of it, just work very lightly first, and then if you feel you want to deepen up your shadows in your darker areas, then you absolutely can. It's personal preference, but I'm just going to start off light and see how I go as I'm building up my layers. So just under here, under the top of the mushroom, I know I want some of my chestnut colour there. And that will probably be the spot on the mushroom where I have the most. Like that, and then just lighten that up here at the edges, just sort of buff that colour out a little bit. And here down the bottom, I know I want it quite dark in here, so I'm not really too fearful about putting a little bit of heavier pressure here. And just on the sides, a little bit, not too much. Again down here, I want it really dark here. So I've put a heavier pressure there just to get that deeper colour, and then just bring the chestnut up and around by that door a little bit. Again with lighter pressure, a little bit the same here on the side. Please excuse the background noise. It is really warm here today. We've got glorious sunshine. So I do have the window right in front of me open. I tried waiting until our neighbour sort of it kind of was done cutting their grass, but knowing my luck, it will start up again soon. So now I'm going to go in with the beige sienna and just overlap it on that chestnut colour, but just lightly, and work in little circles, and that will help blend that darker colour out, like so. So yeah, I'm so sorry it has taken me quite a while to get back to this Colouralong. It's yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare. So for those of you who have been waiting for part 3, I sincerely apologise. If I can get part 4 recorded today as well, that would be awesome. I'm recording this on Friday the 18th of June. Let's just, there we go. So this is done. I know I don't want to work on the base of that anymore. I want to just keep that as is. So I'm just going to move over onto this one now and do exactly the same. So the chestnut under here, and just sort of the same principle that we've done on this one. So yeah, like I said, it's Friday the 18th of June today. So Caden and Emmy had their sports day this morning. So I went to watch them. They both done so well. Super proud of them. What have you guys been up to, and do you have any plans for the weekend? Okay, so again, just bring a bit of that chestnut up here around the door frame. Awesome. So now I'm going in with the beige sienna again, just lighter pressure and just buffing out that chestnut a little bit and softening the edges. I'm really looking forward to actually, you know, really knuckling down and getting this page, you know, progressing on it. I'm so sorry it's taken me ages to get back to you, but you know, real life, real life comes first always. Needless to say, I have missed it. I've really missed the channel. I've missed filming for you. I've missed chatting with you all. So I'm hoping, you know, things will settle down a bit. I know they're going to get crazy again during summer holidays. So I'm just thinking if I can get as caught up as possible and maybe even ahead a little bit before summer holidays, that would be awesome. If I can have some content already pre-recorded to upload, then that would just be amazing. So it's going to mean, you know, like working my socks off for a bit, but if I can get caught up and ahead, then I'll be so happy. So we're just doing exactly the same on this last mushroom now. So nothing, you know, nothing fancy, nothing complicated. Just putting the chestnut here around the edges, darker at the bottom and under the top of the mushroom. And beige sienna. And if you don't have enough room to buff that in, that's alright, just put it over the chestnut and just ever so slightly bring the edge of that colour forward. And then we're going in with ginger root as our lightest colour. And I'm using a medium pressure, and this will just help sort of smush those colours together. Get a nice, smooth, even blend. And that's it. There you go. That's the bottom of the mushrooms done. So what I will say is with the doors, colour them any colour you want. Any colour you want. If you want to use glitter or fine liners or pencils, whatever it is, colour the doors in whichever colour you like. I'm going to colour mine and I will be right back. Okay, so the doors are done. I have gone with purple, turquoise and pink. Purples and pinks are the colours that I do intend on doing our fish here on this page. So again, I'm trying to keep it cohesive but still really lovely and vibrant. I think under these bits here on the tops of the mushrooms, let's let me think. So I think we might just do under the mushroom tops with the dark brown fine liner that we were using down here. Don't dig my book, please. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So we will come back and do that in a bit. But for now, let's work on the flowers. So just for the petals here, I have pulled out two different pinks. So we have blush pink, is it PC928, and we have a deco pink, which is PC1014. Now we're not going to be colouring the whole petal, but as I said in, I think, the first part to this video, if you don't want to use the same colours, same pencils, whatever, it's absolutely fine. Even if you don't want to colour this page and use it as a colour and chat, again, whatever, just so long as you're happy and you're having fun, then, you know, do whatever makes you happy. So what I'm going to do is with the blush pink, which is darker out of the two, sort of from where the, you know, the bottom of the petal sort of moves out, I'm just going to put a little bit of that blush pink with a heavier pressure and then slightly gradiate it out, but not a lot. So I don't know if you can, I don't even know if that's showing up really. Let me hold that up to you. So can you see it is just ever such a slight amount? So we're going to do that on these petals. So just bring out a little bit So deeper here at the bottom, and then gradiate that out a little bit. So you get the idea, and we're just going to do this on every single petal. And this is with the blush pink, which is the deeper of the two. And just go around that bit if you feel you need to. And then in with the Deco Pink, we're just going to blend out these edges just to soften it. But on mine personally, I don't want to bring that pink colour down too far. I do want to keep the tips of the petals white. So just really, really gently buff out that blush pink, but all the while leaving the tips of the petals here white. And we're going to do exactly the same on this one. So we've got our blush pink first, heavier pressure, and then gradiate out. And again, just do this on all of the petals. And here. And then with the Deco Pink, like I said, we're just blending out the edge on that one, like so. Okay, oh, let's just blend that out a little bit more. There we go. So if I just hold it up a little bit, so can you see what I mean? It's just very subtle, but I didn't want the flowers too punchy because I do want to use some nice deep purples up here for this top bit here, and then, you know, some deeper blues for the background. So with these pinks, we're going to do the same over here on this daisy as well. But I think because this one, you know, the petals are sort of a bit narrower, so I'm just going to sort of flick from the bottom of the petal up first with the blush pink. Just using, you know, maybe like a nice medium pressure, nothing too heavy, but still noticeable. But oh my goodness, still noticeable enough that you can see the colour. And then again with the Deco Pink, we're just going to buff out the edges. Like so. Now I do actually think I'm going to keep these pinks out and pull out a deeper pink, and then use those pinks for these flowers here in the border, top and bottom. So maybe that's something that I can sort of just set you guys, you know, kind of like we did before, where it's like, okay, well, if you work on this off screen, you know, in your own time, and then when we resume, we've got, you know, some of those colours pulled up into the border at the top, and again down here across the bottom. So all of the flowers that look like this one here. So we've got that one, these, And then maybe we'll pull some of the purples and deep fuchsias that we're going to use on the fish into some of the other flowers as well. Okay, so for the leaves and the stems, I've got 3 different greens pulled out. So we have peacock green, which is PC 907, grass green, which is PC 909, and apple green, which is PC 912. Now I'm going to use the peacock green on the stems here. I do want them not ridiculously dark, but here at the top, and then from the bottom, if that makes sense. So you can see sort of where I'm placing those colours like so. And then I'm just going to go in with the middle colour, which is the grass green, and just fill in the rest of the stem like so. The same over here on this daisy. Top and bottom. And then the grass green here in between. The darkest colour is the peacock green. And there we go. We do have a little mushroom here. I will deal with him in a minute. Okay, so on the leaves that we have here and here by the daisies, I'm going to give them a base colour of apple green using a really light pressure. This is such a gorgeous colour, it's lovely. Really, really pretty. So let's just get a layer of this down. Like so. And again, we'll do the same over here. I know the leaves are slightly different, but they all look like daisies. So I'm going to colour the leaves the same. Now, please bear in mind that I am going to be colouring at, oh my goodness, I am going to be pulling out some watercolours for the background and for some of this in the bottle. If you don't have them, it's absolutely fine. Just use whatever you have. There's no pressure whatsoever. So that was the apple green as a base on the leaves. I'm now going in with the peacock green, which is the darker green. And I'm just going to run down where we've got this sort of like the vein here, which runs down the centre of the leaf. I'm going to sort of put a dark line like that. And then either side, just, again, little circles, little circles, little circles. And just buff out the line a little bit. I do not want to bring out a lot of this dark colour, but I do just want to soften that centre line. Like so, and the same on this one. So deep center line, and then just buff that out on either side. And then it just, you know, doing this, it just stops getting too much of a harsh difference between colours when you come to join in your mid-tone. Now where these bits here on the leaves, where it looks like the leaf sort of goes up and you can see like this bit curling under, I'm just doing that straight colour in the peacock green, because to me that would be in shadow. And over here again, that midline, put that in dark, and then blend it out a bit. Do that on both sides. So what are you all working on? Those of you who are just using these as a regular colour in chat, what have you been working on recently? For those of you following along, what colours did you decide to do your doors? And are you using the same sort of palette as me, or have you gone with something completely different? If you would like to send me progress pictures, I would love to see them. My email address and Instagram handle is down in the description. So if you want to send them, to show me sort of what you've been working on, and even if it's not this page, you just want to sort of say, hey Kate, this is what I'm working on while listening to your video or whatnot, you know, or watching another channel, I don't know, anything at all, then please feel free. I love seeing everyone's artwork. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm going in with the grass green and I'm running it in circles over that centre line, but bringing this green out further, if that makes sense. So I'm running it over that darker colour and then a bit out onto the light, like this. We'll just do the same over here. So can you see where we're just getting that really nice blend now? You can't really see much of a transition line at all. So it's just working in little circles that helps, and also not going in too heavy. And finally, grass green. And I just want to use sort of like a medium pressure, but really emphasize this on the edge of your leaves, because you know, it's nice to sort of be able to see that beautiful lighter colour popping through. And again, the same over here. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, yeah, I like that. I do like that, and I like that the greens contrast with the greens that we've used for the grass as well. So I do like that quite a bit. So I'm just going to put these greens away. Let's just put them in there. There we go. So let's get this little mushroom done, because that is kind of bothering me a little bit. So I'm just going to use crimson red, permanent red, and orange, just so permanent red, permanent red, and orange. There we go. So there's the top of that little mushroom done. Oh, quick and easy. I'm gonna figure out which way they go in now. Okay, so for the base on the sky, not the cloud bit here at the top, but sort of the bit sort of behind the mushroom houses and stuff, I've got these two blues. So I have powder blue, which is PC 1087, and blue slate, which is PC 1024. I'm going to use the powder blue as a base. Oh my gosh, I cannot get my words out today. So I'm just going to use this as a base behind the mushroom houses, behind the flowers and the leaves, just to give us a really nice light base. and just using a light pressure, not super light, but not quite medium either. But it's just to give us that base to work on, again, where we can build up our layers with our coloured pencils. If you want to use your watercolours or your pastels or crayons, anything at all to do this bit, your sky, go for it. Let loose, have fun. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do a really lovely soft blue sky, and then up here I'm going to do this. I know I was going to do this like a deeper blue, but I'm thinking no, I want to do like deep blue and purple up here, and then do like the gold sparkly stars on the top. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking of the colour along as well. Are you enjoying participating? Is it something that you would like me to do on the channel more often? Because I very, very seldom do colouring chats, you know, where I sort of talk you through my process and share colours and all different things. Let me know if it's something you'd like to see more frequent. And, you know, also if there's any other content or things that you would like me to show on the channel, let me know. And I can make a note of it in my bullet journal, and, you know, hopefully it will give us, you know, some great ideas and, you know, some exciting content to look forward to. I really value everyone's input. I've always said that this is your channel as much as it is mine. So, yeah, any input at all would be so much appreciated. So this is the powder blue. Again, you probably can't really notice it too much. I imagine I could have probably done with going in with like maybe a slightly darker blue, but we'll see. We'll see what the blue slate comes out like, and if that's better, then I will use that as the main base, and then we'll go in with a darker blue again. We shall see. Okay, so that's just our really, really light base of powder blue. So this is the blue slate, which is 1024. Just, oops, there you go. So I want to put some of this in. Yeah, that might have looked nicer as the base colour, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to go over the sky with the blue slate. And then I'll pull out a deeper blue for the edges. Wow, not too bad actually. Oh, we'll just, yeah, we'll do this. We'll do the blue slate. Oh my gosh. Come on, Kate, make up your mind. I'm all over the place. Can I blame the heat? Can I blame it being out in the heat watching Sports Day this morning? Okay. Yeah, so we've got a bit more of a blue pigment there, which is really nice. And it just stands out a bit more against those other colours that we've got down already. Okay. Okay. Yeah, looks better behind the toad houses. toadstools, mushroom houses, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. But that's a nice thing of these pencils with Prismas. You can, you know, they layer really well. They blend amazingly. They really do. Not quite sure what to do on these chimneys yet. I'll have to have a bit of a think and see what colours I want them to do. Maybe I should pull up like the colours of the doors onto the chimneys. That might look quite nice. And that could be quite cute. Okay, so there's our slightly darker blue put down as a base. So let me grab a darker blue. Let's see what we've got here. We have let's see, maybe denim blue and blue violet lake. So let's try these and see what we get. You alright, darling? Oh, thank you. So I'm going to use the denim blue, which is PC 1101, and I'm going to use this just under the clouds and also down here at the base. So you'll see where I put the darker colour. And again, just the same principles that I've used before, where you put the heavier pressure first and then you gradate and lift your pressure as you move down. And I don't know if you can see here, but on the bottom, Johanna has given us like a little bit of sort of pointillism here. I'm going to use that as a guide to add some dark shading as well. So let's do that now. So again, this is the denim blue, PC 1101. So slightly heavier pressure. And then gradiate it out. And right near the edges, I'm just starting to pull in those little circles now, just to soften the edge a little bit, and then that will help us when we use the blue violet lake. Who knows, we might end up using all 4 of these blue colours, but we'll see how we get on when it comes to, you know, adding in the blending and stuff for the other pencils, the other colours. I do want to do the tie, like the sort of the harness here that attaches to the bottle and then onto the fish. I'm going to use glitter gel pens for that, so that won't be done until after I've watercoloured the background. And yes, I'm going to watercolour the background because I just don't fancy doing all of that with pencils. I really think that would be just a little bit too much pressure on my hands. So we'll try and avoid, try and avoid that if we can. Okay. Just Again, lightening that a little bit. So down here at the bottom, we want some of that deeper colour. Then gradient that up and out. Okay, so let's just do this here at the base. And just here, sort of underneath the tops of the mushroom houses. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. Okay. This denim blue is beautiful, isn't it? Gorgeous colour. Oh, if the scene in this just doesn't get you ready for summer, I don't know what will. It's really lovely. I've seen some stunning renditions of this page on Instagram, Facebook. Absolutely gorgeous. I love seeing people's pages, you know. I love it. It makes me so happy. Sitting with a coffee and just looking on Facebook or Instagram and just admiring everyone's gorgeous, gorgeous work. You know, not just from this book, but from whatever people are working on. It's just, oh, it's just lovely. Certainly lifts my spirits, seeing everyone's gorgeous, gorgeous pages. Too fast here on this part of the bottle, so I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of that darker colour here just along the base, because what I will do once the background is painted and done, I'm going to go over the lines of this bottle white to white them out, and then add some white lines across with a Posca so that you really get that sort of glossy glass effect. Which is what I'm really hoping for. So we'll see. We'll see if we pull it off. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same here now under these clouds. So I might just add the deeper line like that, and then just soften the edge. But again, I don't want too much of that dark colour, because I do still want a lot of the sky to be quite light. So just add this under here. So I'm just going to keep doing this under these clouds with the dark colour, and then I'll be back and I'll show you how we add in the next one. Okay, so we have been around the edge excuse me, with the denim blue, and now I'm going to grab the next colour, which is the Blue Violet Lake, which is PC 1029, and I'm just going to sort of again soften the edges as we go around, and then I think it will just be a a layer of maybe the powder blue. We'll see how we go. So again, I'm just going to do what we were doing before. Overlap the colour on that darkest one, and then just, there we go. The pencil was feeling a bit strange. And just sort of blend in that denim blue. Like so. And again, my lovelies, we're just going to do this all the way around. So as you can see, you know, like I've said so many times, you don't need to use a heavy pressure with the Prismas, which is really nice. Especially if, like me, you have dexterity issues. You know, you don't have to put a hard pressure. Now, I know I'm holding my pencil quite far down to the nib, but that does not by any means mean that I'm putting heavy pressure. I'm really not. This is like a light, not really even quite getting to medium, to be quite honest. Or alternatively, if you are quite heavy-handed, then, you know, if you hold your pencil further back, so like this, and it just sort of encourages you to not use so much pressure. But for me, it's just comfortable holding it this way. So I'm just going to blend in all of that gorgeous denim blue that we've put in around the edges, and just work at it, and then it will just soften really nicely, and we'll end up with a really nice sky. So down here I am using a little bit of a heavier pressure, maybe, you know, light to medium. But just because this is a bit, the sky is sort of a bit further down on this bit. And I'm just working our way around. You will hear quite a lot of traffic now because it's getting to that time of the day where it's afternoon school run. Aaron has gone to pick up the kids. I done the school run this morning and watched their sports day, so Aaron has gone down this afternoon to pick them up. Teamwork. So I'm just using, you know, this opportunity while the house is quiet, like I said, just to get a bit caught up, and then I can edit and upload this video for you ready for the weekend. There we go. Do you know, I think rather than going in with the powder blue, I think I'm tempted to go in with a white. I think. What to do? I just need to remind myself to take a deep breath and slow down. This is not a race. Kind of hurried this bit a little bit. I can tidy that up later, that's fine. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. It's looking nice. Okay, so I'm going to try and find, let's see, here we go. My, one of my absolute favourite pencils, especially for blending and highlighting, is the Caran d'Ache Luminance in Buff Titanium. There's not much left, but I'm going to get as much use out of this little baby as I can. So if you don't have this, that's fine. If you just want to use a white pencil, you know, whatever works for you, or whether you just, you know, you don't want to and you want to keep your sky as is, that's fine too. I just want to sort of just blend the blue violet lake just into that centre a little bit, just to soften that up. So I'm just working in circles, and I'm putting a medium pressure. Yeah, I might harden the pressure and put a little bit more, so like a medium to heavy pressure in some areas where maybe the lines are a little bit stubborn, but overall I think, you know, a medium pressure is perfect. So can you see, whoops, I've just smeared some red there, not to worry. So can you just see how this beautiful pencil just blends and merges and mushes those colours together quite effortlessly? And I really like the feel that it gives as well. So just put a little bit down here. Now I'm not going too much over the dark pencil, the denim blue that we used around the outside. I'm not really going too much into that colour. I'm sticking to more the centre where we've got that lightest colour, and then to the blue violet lake. But again, if you think, I need to pull that darker colour just a little bit, that's fine, you can do that. Make the pencil work for you. It's there to, you know, try and make things a bit easier for you, to help. It's not intended to make it difficult or, you know, more complicated or anything like that. It's just to help. Okay, so I know I've sort of caught the red in some spots and it sort of smeared that out into the sky. I'm not particularly bothered, to be quite honest. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So just have a look and see if there's any bits you just want to sort of maybe blend a bit more, or just you think they just need a little bit of a tweak, a little bit more softening up. Okay, so there's mine. Close up. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just go in on some of these last little bits and add our little sort of embellishments and finishing touches, as it were. So, as I mentioned earlier, let's go in on the underside of the mushrooms with the dark brown Arteza Inconic. Let me see, I should have left this one out really, but I did not. So now I am searching for it. I should have been a little bit more organised really, shouldn't I? A134 is that one? Well, it's a dark brown, it'll work. So Arteza Inconic A134, and I'm just going to use this here under the mushrooms. On this middle one, these little stripes, I'm going to leave those blank because I think I might just put a little hint of gold, because I plan on using a gold metallic just for the little door handles on these mushrooms, and a little bit on the chimneys. I just think that look really pretty. Add a little bit of shine. So we'll get the houses and these last few bits done, and the chimneys. We'll probably work on the sky next time because I'm not sure. I've filmed this bit in, like, I've broken it up in a couple different segments that I just need to edit together. So I'm not sure how long actually this part, which is part 3 I believe, of the colour along, is actually going to be, and I don't want to overwhelm you. So let's just finish off this bit and then we can work on the sky and then maybe the fish next time. We could do that, couldn't we? Or maybe even the border. Actually, no. Do you know what? I'm really sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. We will work on this bit here inside the bottle, here at the top of our mushroom houses. We'll do that, and we will use our Neocolour 2s for that, and we will also use Neocolour 2s as a base for our background under the water. So we will do that. But like I said, if you don't have watercolours or Neo 2s, it's fine. Just use whatever you want, whatever you enjoy, whatever you have, and whatever makes you happy. That's the main thing. As long as you're having fun, you've got a smile on your face, then there we go. Put a dark stem on that little guy. Okay, with these bits, do you know, I do think I am going to, I know I said I was going to bring in some colours on these. I'm really tempted to just do them dark brown because I'm worried that if I bring in colours it might just get a little bit too much. So do you know what? Ignore me. I'll come back to those bits. Let's just work on getting this embellished and done. So I'm going to pull out. Have I got one in here? No. Let's see. Where are my gold metallic pens? Oh, typical, isn't it? You look for something and then it's like, I don't know. Got one in here. Ah, there we go. They were hiding. Okay, so I know for a fact I would like the gold metallic. I definitely want that one. This one, I'm going to do black on this little thing. And then in the middle of the flowers, we're going to do those orange. So I want that one. And this this one, the yellow or the green? I get confused. That's the yellow. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Okay, so I have a gold Uniball Signo metallic. This one. But you can, you know, use whatever you have. Use whatever you have. So let's put some gold handles on these doors. Teeny tiny bit. There. So they've all got a fabulous gold door handles. I'm going to do the stripes under this mushroom. Just pulls in a little bit of shine and interest into that one. And then on the top here, I'm going to do the tops of the chimneys with the metallic gold. I really hope my head isn't in the way. If it is, I'm so sorry. You know, I think I might actually. I know I was imming and amming just now, but I do think I might bring the colours of the doors up onto the chimneys. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. You'll see it in the next video anyway. So let's put the gold there. Now I know that this Colouralong is taking forever, and I'm really truly sorry that, you know, I was absent for so long. I know it's put us behind, but I promise I will do my best to try and catch up, get us all up to speed. Okay, so this is one of the Arteza glitter gel pens. These are the ones that come in the set of 18, I want to say. They are very much like the Pentel hybrids. Very much like those. So what I'm going to do is just put the orange around so far. And then try and keep that ink wet. And then go in with the yellow and just pull that in a little bit. So we're sort of just blending them a little bit. Maybe, kinda, not quite, I don't know. But it just adds a bit of shimmer and interest. This is what I love, is sort of adding little details and embellishments and stuff. I just find this stuff really fun. Very relaxing. And again, we'll do the same on this one. Orange and a little bit there of the yellow. Okay, and then in the lantern, I should have done that in the pencil really. That's okay. Let's see. Okay. So I want to do the main bulk of the lantern in black. So I'm just trying to be really mindful not to smudge my hand through that glitter gel pen that I've just put down. So I just want to, on the little fiddly bits, I'm just using, this is one of Tegan's Papermate gel fine pens for school. But she said she doesn't get on with them too well. But this is really good just to tidy up my lines and the little itty bitty bits I can't get to in the Disney Colour by Numbers books. The big, like, Le Grand Classique kind of those. Normally I do the line work with my trusty Papermate Flare in black. But for the little bits I can't get to, I go in with this for the really fine spots. and it's great. It takes a little while to dry, but it's really, really nifty. Okay, so let's do that bit black. Normally, if I had them, I would use my black jelly roll glaze, but alas, I do not have any. I am completely out of them. Okay, and then this centre bit, I am just going to shade with the same sort of colours I've used for inside the windows. I will do that again off camera. And then I think the last thing I want to do on these houses is the spots on the mushrooms. Now, I'm kind of thinking, do I want to do them white? Or I want to do them coloured? I'm kind of swaying more towards white. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just grab my white Posca and be really careful that it doesn't leak, because this one, yeah, this one is so temperamental. This will probably take a couple of layers, but that is quite all right. I don't mind. Because I do find with Poscas, when I use them over coloured pencils, they tend to pick up the pigment from the pencil that's underneath, and then it does sort of change the white to a very pale shade of that colour that it's picked up. So that's just something to be mindful of. I do have white jelly roll, but they don't work great over waxy pencils, which is why I pulled out the Posca to go over the prismas here. So I know we've not made humongous progress, but it's progress nonetheless, isn't it? We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. If you want to add a few little dits and dots of your own as well, then go ahead. It's your book. Do what you want. If you think, oh, I'm going to add a few more spots, do it. Let loose, have fun. Okay, let's try and just cover a bit more of that black outline there. Cute. Okay, and then again, if you just want to put sort of like little highlights or whatever on, again, just, you know, it's your page, do whatever you want. As long as you're happy. Let's put a little bit down here. Little wobbly line, but hey, that's alright. Hello, Merlin. And then we'll do, let's do a little bit here too. Okay. Okay. I quite like it. I apologise for the shadow here. We have Link laid right in front of me. But if I just hold it up, so there you go. That is how mine is looking so far. If we zoom right out, There we go. So this, wow, that was a bit too far. This is how we're looking. So I know, like I said, this has been a long process, and it's been a long while. Sorry, it's been a long while since I have filmed, but hopefully we can get back into the swing of things. I'm not going to have time to film part 4 now because the kids will be home in about 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't really want to start that and then have to pause it. So what I will do, I will wrap up part 3. I will get these videos sorted and edited together so it's all one long video for you, and part 3 will be uploaded either tonight, or if not tonight, it will be first thing tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I did say, didn't I might be a meanie and set a little bit of homework for you. You don't have to do this if you don't want. It's just for fun. No pressure. So these flowers that we were talking about earlier, where are we? These flowers. So let me zoom you in a little bit. So the flowers, you know, like this one, you know, the ones that look very, you know, the same on both pages. In the border, I'm going to use the pink that I have used on my daisies for those, but I am going to pull in a darker pink as well. So let me grab, let's see if we do mulberry. Process red. We'll go with mulberry. Now I know that this is super dark compared to these two. Don't panic. Do you know when we were doing inside our daisies and we just put the tiniest amount of the blush pink? That's what I would like us to do on these flowers. So with your mulberry, just put a tiny amount of that here at the base of the petals, and then next gradate that out into your blush pink and then into your deco pink. So mulberry PC995, blush pink PC928, and deco pink, which is PC1014. There you go. And these are the 3 colours that we're going to be using for the flowers that look like this. These, that one, that's like it, but just the middle bit is bigger. That's fine. That one, you know, you get the idea. So those are the colours that I'm going to be using for those flowers up in the border. So when we come back in part 4, we will finish this bit here in the bottle, finish off the bottle top, and we will work on watercolouring our background. Ooh, exciting. So I hope that you are enjoying this colour along so far. Again, a huge apology for it being so long for part 3 to come out, but you guys are awesome. I know you understand, and in advance, thank you so much for being so incredibly patient. Take care, have a wonderful rest of your day, have a great weekend, have lots of fun, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.